Anyone? 3d10?
I'll do it.
Okay.
11. Looks like one of my attackers.
The question is that good or bad?
That's bad. Getting an 11 total on a 3d10?
That's an average of 2d10s.
In this case. Okay. So as you're moving over the floor, the ground, you kind of hear rustling in the forest itself. Make perception checks.
Of course. Yeah.
13, 25, 14, and a 7.
That's pretty good overall.
It's not terrible.
It's an average of
14.
Gumby, Tyraneus, and Drake. You kind of look between the forest and more towards the river's edge. And you can see you can see parts of a creature. At some points you see some like gray skin. You see some couple of very large boots. Brown boots made of fur. And once in a while you can see like the glimpse what seems to be some sort of very big axe and or a very big club-like weapon.
Maybe an ogre.
You
Does it have two heads?
have seen ogres. You can make a nature check to see if you think this is an ogre.
Do ogres wear boots?
Everybody?
Is this an ogre or a giant? We've seen giants before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've definitely seen those. Nature, that is intelligence-based.
So, judging by the size of the creature, it's most definitely some sort of giant. Tyraneus and Gumby and Drake, you think it's most likely not an ogre though.
Does it appear hostile, as if it's chasing us and or tracking us?
As of now, it seems it is busy on the river's edge. As if it hasn't heard or seen you coming.
Was it moving?
Oh yeah, it is definitely
We saw
moving
the
around
rustling.
a bit. But it's moving around at like a stationary position along the river.
And we can't tell what it's doing?
It seems to either be washing something or trying to catch something in the river, that sort of thing.
Should we just ignore it and go past?
You are... well, as of now he hasn't heard you yet, so... you can try to stealth ahead.
How far away is it?
It's reasonably far into the forest. And you can only see a couple of glimpses of it. And it's... you only heard it because it's apparently not really bothering to not make that much noise. Or, yeah.
Well... doesn't seem hostile. I don't see any reason to do it, but we should move. We should at least keep moving, probably, and stay on our guard.
Well, how about Dolos going stealth and just checking out to see what it's doing?
I could.
That's true.
Going invisible. Does that only give like advantage on stealth checks?
It basically makes your DC to be seen a lot more difficult.
Well, you can't be seen.
So you
That's
do
the
have
point.
advantage on your stealth check. It's just if you're standing still, you cannot be seen. If you're moving, you will have to do stealth checks with advantage. Well, nobody can see you. You
They
still
can
have
hear me.
like the possibility of you stepping on a branch or that sort of things, which alerts people to your presence. And of course, going invisible through a stream still is quite visible.
Alright. I guess I'll go invisible and stealth ahead and see what it is.
Okay. So as you go in, make a perception or make a stealth check with advantage.
21.
Nice.
As you move out fairly stealthily, you get a little bit closer, closer and closer. And what you see is a, well, it is definitely a giant. Let's see its size right now. It's large, so it's, say around 8, 9, 10 feet, that general area. It has 2 heads, gray skin. It has like 2 weapons with it. One of the heads is kind of halfly sleeping, while the other head is trying with his arm and a club to kind of. He's kind of standing, waiting to see if a fish comes nearby enough so he can smack it.
Wrath, can I see him? Or it?
The creature, you cannot see it completely enough from where you're standing. The
Okay.
only one who can see it completely is Dolos.
So he's basically just trying to fish.
Yeah, he seems to be trying to fish, while one of his heads is sleeping.
Do I know if these creatures are evil or anything like that?
You haven't seen one of these creatures before, so not necessarily.
Okay, I'm just gonna go stealthy back to the group and say that this is a 2-headed creature or giant.
So literally out of nowhere, Dolos's voice suddenly says, "Hey, there's this sort of creature."
No, I said as I go back stealthily.
Yeah, you go back stealthily. You're still invisible.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Should we
stay
roll perception
invisible
checks?
for fun.
You can make a perception check versus his 21.
Well, I have to re-roll, right?
Nope.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Oh,
I guess Toby
Okay, guys,
notices
Nature
me.
he's
boy.
coming back now.
Yeah, Toby, you basically
Mr. Nature
see
Boy.
nothing pushing away a couple of branches. And nothing moving through the forest in a way that nothing should not move.
I smile and wave at him as he approaches.
I wave back.
Wait, Dolos should roll a perception check to see if he sees that.
Actually, you should probably see this since you're not actually
Can I
trying
find
to.
you guys? No, I
No,
can't.
he
I'm lost.
My passive stealth is a 3, so he at least sees me. I'm pretty sure it's a 3. Let me think. It's because it's
What's
10.
your passive stealth?
No, my passive stealth is because it's 10 minus 5 because I have disadvantage and the minus 1, so I actually have a 4. So he doesn't see me. He's just like, what?
I can see the cars.
He's going through branches. He's making sure he doesn't hit his head or anything.
Okay, so yeah, you are back and basically tell this while still being invisible.
Yeah, and I say, if we just move without, getting its attention, we should be fine. There's no need to attack it.
Yeah, I mean, would we have any reason to attack this thing, Wrath?
You have no direct reason to attack it, as you do not know if it is hostile or not. You can, to be safe, try to sneak away, like make everything move a little bit less loud, so you can be a little bit more certain about nothing being able to.
We don't know
Try
anything in
and
our
see you.
history or whatever about like 2-headed giants. We know nothing about 2-headed giants.
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
They are not very common creatures.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
good with quietly going forward.
Me too.
Alright.
Sure. I mean, we got no reason. I mean, it's not like we see like dead bodies strewn about the place, do we?
No.
Sure, let's quietly continue going.
Make group stealth check. So everybody rolls stealth.
Oh, we're not even like really moving.
There you go.
Do I get advantage?
No.
Because I'm invisible.
No, that won't factor in right now.
Oh my god.
Come on, Mr.
I'm not
Stealth.
rolling well today.
So, like 10?
34.
28 plus 13?
No, 34.
It's 10.
18. 82.
Right.
That's. No, that's
13.
13.
13.
Oh, I'm not even bringing us down.
Technically you are, because it's 13.25.
I wonder if I'm bringing us down.
Oh, 39, 50.
Going.
One down.
13 even. 13 even.
Let's take a quick look, see at how well this thing can actually try and spot people.
Well, if one head's
It's only his
asleep,
passive perception, right?
if one of its heads asleep, then it should be like have disadvantage
or
because it's only operating at half proficiency.
yeah, it's only
or you
looking
just,
for
like-
fish.
Now you take the card, roll away. Most people are kind of silent, except for Drake, who's like sitting on the cart and. all
Actually,
his
I think I'm
armor
riding the horse.
clinking. Yeah, you're all right. You're sitting on the horse. Like everybody on the cart is silent, but you on the horse.
I'm on
step.
I'm on the other horse. I'm
You
separate from
managed to
everybody.
step on a couple of branches as you move away, like pretty big ones. But he doesn't seem to come after you. If he heard you or not, you are not certain, but it's not coming after you, so doesn't really matter.
So, as the hour passed, did they suddenly see me appear again?
We're going to.
Yeah.
I want to. Have we passed people on the way here, and they haven't mentioned anything
You.
about this?
You pass few people, not a lot.
And did
Like
we?
when you pass, like in that entire day, you pass like one single traveler.
Okay, and we haven't seen signs of like roadside ambushes or anything.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Does anyone who passes us see me suddenly appear on the card?
No.
Aw.
Okay, I guess we keep going then. New
Yeah,
rolls.
you can see.
How many rolls do we have to do?
We had
5
4
days.
something like that.
Let me see.
I think we had 5 before.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5.
4, yeah,
6,
5.
7, 8, 9.
About 12 days. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more.
Ooh.
Hey.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
And at the
The last days, right?
yeah, at your final day of movement. I'm just gonna roll really quickly. Right. What is this? Okay. You see in the middle of a forest a very small little light floating around.
Is this in the middle of the day?
Yeah, it's the middle of the day. This little, very small ball of light is floating around over the road, basically.
Hey, I beat our druid.
Yay.
Nature check.
Yeah, I'm doing a nature check. Let's see if I know what it is. Well, what our nature check tells us, Wrath?
Our nature check basically tells you that this is not a natural phenomenon.
Okay,
Oh, really?
Arcana check. Come on, guys.
I'll do an Arcana? Oh. Oh, I get an opportunity, but I have no bonus.
Got a
Whoops.
25% chance to exceed me, and you failed miserably.
You did worse
Somebody's
than me.
blocking me again.
Okay, so this is some sort of magical creature. You have never seen it before, I think.
It's a creature?
Yeah, it is a magical creature. It seems to be some sort of creature built from magical energies. It is, yeah, a little source of light. And it seems to move over the side of the road from the right side to the left side. You are at this point you are in a pine forest. You are getting very close to the mountain itself, and it seems to be slowly floating towards the mountain.
Hmm.
Do we let
Does it
it
seem
go?
hostile at all?
It doesn't seem hostile. It just seems to be floating towards the mountain.
Do we know of any kind of special significance about this particular mountain?
There is no real significance about the mountain apart from the what you recently just heard, that Cottonhorn Keep should be somewhere around the mountain. Next to it, the mountain is like these couple of mountains. It says one, but there are like a couple of them are the complete side of the Iron Tips. It is believed that what few giants are actually still living in like cultures or groups should live here. And it's basically the end of the mountain range. There are no real dwarven settlements out here, so it's mostly it's a reasonably dangerous part of the mountain range. And that's about all you know. Creature seems to slowly, a little bit, a decent amount faster than one would be able to walk, because it's just floating. But yeah, it just floats away, slowly towards the mountain.
Okay.
And as you wait for a while, you kind of move a bit further, and you can see, when you kind of look back, there is another of those floating lights, or it could be the same, possibly. And when you're looking in front of you, you can see one of the floating lights going towards the mountains, and when you go, after a while, you can see these floating lights going towards the mountain. More and more gathering.
You guys want to keep an eye on them?
Yeah, let's keep an eye on them, but we
Not
can
a
always
bad
ask
idea.
at the keep that maybe they know something since it's near them.
And you keep an eye on them as you move forward, and after a while the lights, the floating lines seem to lessen as you get close to the forest. A small opening in the forest where you can see the first small farmlands. And not too far in the distance you can see a small settlement.
Maybe we should inquire in the settlement about these things.
Yeah, sure.
As you get closer to the settlement, you can see that a decent amount of the buildings inside of the settlement are charred, as if by fire, and a couple of them are like halfway gone, and the rebuilding has been started. What is it you're looking for, Toby?
Can I tell kind of about the fires? Does it look like it was like an accident, or was it a battle, or something like that?
Judging from what you can see, it could always have been an accident, of course, but there are more signs of battle.
Okay.
And as you kind of move closer to the village, you start to notice that a couple of the people from the village have like bandaged arms, bandaged legs, that sort of thing. So your belief that it was a that it was a battle is growing.
Do we have any idea how big this town is?
Do you have what?
Any idea how big the town is?
It's a fairly small town. Maximum 400 people.
And so a couple people with bandaged arms, are they like heavily breathing, or?
No, they're not necessarily heavily breathing now. It seems as if
no heavy breathing or bleeding?
No, they're not bleeding anymore.
Okay.
You can see that the bandages themselves are a little bit red at some points, but you do not see excessive bleeding. You also do not see like signs of a. It is recent battle, but it's not like this has been like 5 minutes ago. It's longer than that.
Okay.
Well, it should have a mayor or something, so we should probably find out from that person what was going on. Maybe about the lights.
As you get like into the city, I want all of you to make another perception check.
Oh.
People seem to be keeping a reasonably close eye on you, and the most important thing that Dolos, Gumby, and Ty notice is that there are quite a lack of young children. Like there are like extremely young children, like below 7, and then there are like older teenagers above 13, but like in between those ages there's like nobody.
I'm gonna ask around and ask if they got attacked by those same people that we heard about with those portals.
Okay, so you go around, make an investigation check while you go around, speak to people, see what kind of things you can come up with.
Not much.
Alright, nobody seems to actually be willing to speak with you.
Willing? Because I can use persuasion to make them willing.
No, you are just... they don't seem to trust you or whatever, you're just not getting any, like, useful information that you're searching for. Other people can still try.
I can do Zone of Truth, but
You can.
but no, I'll just try to use my persuasive abilities.
It is an
I'm on track.
investigation,
Toby is so
Oh, just
good.
investigation, not
Yeah.
persuasion. Okay.
not persuasion.
Well, that ain't gonna help me.
Oh, well, we're
There we go. Okay. So, Drake, you speak to a couple of people, kind of look at the general area, and you piece a couple of things together.
Okay.
The first thing you kind of notice is like the general layout of the town. It's very close to the mountain. You can see a swirling path going up and up and up until it finally reaches a keep on top of one of the lower peaks in the beginning area of the mountains. You speak to a couple of people and you hear that nobody is actually the battle has been recent. It was about a day ago. People have started to rebuild. You can see that, and you can see and hear about a couple of people who have tried to fight the invaders and were extremely unsuccessful. They apparently weren't able to cause any damage to any invader whatsoever. Your earlier suspicions about a certain group of people, in this case children, missing is confirmed. They say that everyone between the age of 7 and 12 is indeed gone. And the final piece of information that you get is from a couple of people who were rather angry with the artificers who live up in the keep, who were apparently not helping in any sort of way, even though they would have had ample time to come down and actually try to help. Either during the attack or right now with the rebuilding.
Okay. And did they mention what the invaders like are?
They mentioned that the invaders were some of them say that they were actual like knights fully in black armor, with some of them actually had wings coming from their armor that they could use. They say that they saw a lot of people running around, not heavily armored, just wearing like basic leather armor, but having like all sorts of weird markings, like tattoos covering their entire arms, faces, and other body parts. Some of them were indeed tattoos, and others say no, they were not tattoos, they were actually scars.
Where did they come from?
They seem to have come out of almost nowhere. They say that they're in the middle of the city, or in the middle of this little village on one of the squares. And they actually take you to it. You can see like a small 2 to 3 feet wide perfect circle. And they say that above this circle they hovered like an entranceway, a sort of gateway, magical gateway, where they came pouring out of and moved back in when they were finished with whatever they were doing.
Okay. So my first thought is, we know that Timothy the First was working on portals to other planes. So they stole that. That's what's happening. So most likely we're dealing with some kind of devil or demon. Probably devils. What time of day is it, Wrath?
Who have arrived later in the morning, say around 11.
Okay.
Should we also ask around about those lights floating towards the mountains?
Sure, if you want. I want to know if there's any reason or any kind of restriction for us to go up the mountain. Like if the artificers will attack people who go up, or if people just go up.
The villagers say that they haven't really tried yet. The artificers are usually just there. They build their stuff, people can go up, but most of the time they are just not allowed entrance. They have stopped trying because the trip going up, getting told that you are not allowed to enter and then going back down, they see it as a waste of time.
Okay. Well, we might as well try. Did they say anything about the lights, the strange lights, or the magical creatures?
You can make a charisma check. See what you can get out of those.
Do all of us ask, or just me?
All of you can.
Yeah, because that's what I thought would happen. I just rolled a 20, guys. I'm not even to roll good again.
Just charisma or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Wait. Ty rolled that high of a charisma?
He's taking my 20.
Sorry, the second roll was because it didn't really roll right away. Sorry.
Oh my god, I'm just not
Ty is the
rolling
most
well.
charismatic among us. Oh my god.
Something's wrong with the world.
Something's wrong with
nature.
I think. So he's
Yeah,
suddenly
something's
like
wrong with there is a disturbance in the nature.
In the nature.
There's in nature.
Okay. So each and every one of you kind of walks around separately, trying to speak to people about the things you saw in the forest. People are generally not interested in what is happening in the forest right now. They think that what is happening with them right now is a little bit more important. Apart from that, nobody actually really says anything about the lights. Not even to Toby, really. But as you are walking around, Toby, you kind of speak to one person, and he says, I overheard that you were trying to get to the keep. I may know a way inside.
And how do you come by this knowledge?
He says, the previous generation was a little bit more forthcoming. Or the previous generation, my grandfather's generation, so actually 2 generations back, they had a little bit more a better connection with the artificers, and they helped the artificers build a passageway, and well, my grandfather kept the map, and then still within our family.
And what do you want for this information?
He says, well, it would be extremely nice if you could just get us some help from the artificers, or he says many in the village for these last couple of 20 years or so have not been very trustful of the artificers. We have seen a couple of weird magical anomalies in the recent times, and people are mostly afraid. We just wish to know what they are actually doing there.
Okay, I'd like to do an insight check.
Yeah.
So he's being
You're
completely honest
very
with me.
insightful.
You see no reason to doubt this man.
Okay, then I tell him that I'm happy to help however I can.
He says, if you want me to show it where it is, I'll get the map.
Okay, well I gather the others around and tell them put the conversation.
So he kind of looks at the other people's, kind of like, do you want me to show you or not?
Well, what do you think?
Hmm.
What did he say he wanted?
Well, he's got a map.
He
He just wants us to try and help to get them to help
find out
out
what
the town. Well,
Yeah.
to find out, but also to help be more helpful to the town and stuff.
I wouldn't really doubt this guy's intentions either. So,
Are we
so
there?
Sure, why not? We're there now.
Yeah, you're like a few minutes later, Toby kind of gathers everybody around.
Okay, so say in detail what he wants. Just repeat it.
He's got a map that his grandfather kept of I guess a special tunnel that can get us access, and he just wants us to try and talk them into helping the town out, and maybe solving, I guess, the issue with the kids.
Or give them certainty about what they are doing.
Yeah. And this guy's here?
Yeah, the guy is now
Yep.
standing like in front of you,
Oh
kind
my
of waiting
gosh.
for you to say,
What's that?
We're in sync.
there's no
I'll
reason
do
to
an
doubt
inside.
it.
What do
Oh,
I
I'm
think?
close.
You also think that there's no real reason to doubt him. Gumby, you are not 100% certain if this is like everything he is willing to, or like his words are true. You are just not completely certain if everything he says is everything there is to know.
Okay. So this tunnel...
But there doesn't seem any ill intent.
This tunnel gets us into the Artificer's place, is what he's saying.
He says that the tunnel should lead to the Artificer's place, and
And-
that's what the map says.
And compared to going up the mountain, what's the difference?
Well, going up the mountain means you are going to say hello to the front door. And this tunnel basically leads you inside.
Right, but in that case, wouldn't we kind of be breaking and entering?
Yes, technically you would be.
I'm fine
We
with
can be
that.
changed.
I'm just saying that if we want their help, breaking and entering may not be the best way of doing this.
We can try both.
What read did I get, Rat? On this guy?
You basically think there's no ill intent. He may not be telling you everything he wants you to do in there.
Well, I
But
feel-
there's, like, the words
Okay.
he spoke were true and there's no ill intent towards you.
Okay.
He may just be afraid to speak, like, what he actually completely wants.
Kill them all in their sleep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I guess the front door then makes sense to try that first.
Yeah, I think we should at least try the front door first.
He kind of says, alright, if you you want to know where it is, you know where to find me.
Okay, I thank him.
Okay, so we're gonna go up, and I guess we're gonna be talking. We want to hear information about Timothy the First and figuring out what's going on.
And I guess we'll leave the cart and horses in the town.
I don't know. Is the path up like walkable by horse?
It is technically walkable by horse, but it would probably not be faster. It may actually be faster on just walking, and if you are trying to trudge a cart behind you, then walking is way faster.
Okay, we'll walk.
So we leave it at some kind of.
Yeah, we have someone take care of it.
Alright.
Yeah, you find a like the basic place in the town where you can stall horses against a small fee.
Which is?
It's 1 silver per horse per day and 1 silver for a cart per day.
Okay, so 3 a day. I'll keep track.
Says, with this, your horses are protected with the protection I can give them, and they have food and water and shelter. They'll be good. They'll be taken care of.
Excellent.
Okay, we head up.